Okay, so we are moving on now. So let's turn this over. All right, so you've got your outline. You know essentially the flow of the process. Now it's time to start your introduction and actually create the introduction and position yourself as the expert. And the other thing that Sharon mentioned in our conversation is to let you know that you guys have done pieces of this before. Like, for example, when the last time we were together, when you created the your irresistible offer, you have lots of pieces that you can pull from this. And in fact, the irresistible offer is you're going to pull pieces of the irresistible offer when you make your offer. You're just not going to talk about price in your presentation to the public, because you're going to offer complimentary one-on-one sessions for people to talk to you one-on-one about your program to make sure that they're a fit. So you're going to be using that. Similarly, I know I did this in the 3-day live event, and there's other times where I've taught the hero's journey. Who's remember me teaching the hero's journey before? Okay, good. So anytime that I teach something, through repetition, I found it's very important. A lot of times, the first time you teach something, it doesn't sink in. Or the second time, or the third time. Sometimes it takes 17 times before it kind of like, oh my gosh, that's what he was talking about. And that's okay. And so with the hero's journey, what we're going to do is we're going to use the hero's journey as a way to position yourself as the expert. So what is the hero's journey? So, first of all, just watch this. So why do we do the hero's journey? Okay, you teach the hero's journey as a way to establish yourself as a credible expert, if not the authority in your field, and do it in a way that is incredibly engaging, that will keep people just on the edge of their seat, listening to your every word. That's why we start out with the hero's journey. Another piece of the why is, have you ever listened to somebody else's presentation where they start off by listing their resume? How much does that suck? Right? So don't do that. But instead, we teach the hero's journey to establish yourself as the credible expert and do it in a way that's incredibly engaging and compelling and has a deep connection. That's the why. What is it? American scholar Joseph Campbell discovered the hero's journey when he discovered that the most famous stories in the world follow a pattern. I mean, everything going literally dating back thousands of years, all the way from the Iliad to the Odyssey, all the way up through E.T. and Star Wars. If you look, you can find this exact pattern in every single one of the most famous stories in the world. And he discovered that there's something called the hero archetype. The hero archetype. Now, in this case, you are the hero. Sometimes that scares people. And I just want to mention that while you're the hero, you're the hero in the context that you are the mentor. You're the mentor, you're the leader of your customer's transformation. And in this story, you're going to talk about your credibility and how you came to be. How you came to be that mentor through your hero's journey of discovery. And that allows you, again, to demonstrate your credibility, but to do it without bragging, to do it with no ego. You're just telling your story. And it dramatically holds your audience's attention. All right? So what we're going to do now is we're going to outline and bullet point your hero's journey story by following the formula. And you can fill in the color and detail later. Okay? So it's important to keep this relatively short. It's very easy to turn this into a really long story. It's really easy. And so, in fact, one of the bigger challenges is to make it short, which is why we're going to bullet point it here. Okay? So I'm going to, so this is the pattern, right? This is how we do it. So you start off by describing the ordinary world. And so that's everybody, please just close your computers. Everybody just take a second and close your computers right now. So you're going to start out by describing the ordinary world. So what is it like today? And then you had some call to adventure, something that made you start this path and this journey. And then you faced some major challenge, some major obstacle. You confronted the biggest fear, the biggest challenge, whatever that biggest obstacle is, you confronted it and you broke through to the other side. Now remember, that's the transformation your customers are seeking, the one that you've already made. You broke through. You solved the problem. You figured it out, and it was hard. It was a journey, but you did it. You made it through, and you got the reward, whatever that reward is, the special knowledge, the special result, the major transformation. That's the reward, is the transformation, and you got it. And now you're going to come back and teach it to your customer, that's the thing that makes you the hero. Okay, so it's not, and the presentation is not about you, it's about your customer's transformation. So don't confuse the name of the hero's journey with, it's not egoic, it's not us trying to make ourselves look like a hero, it's just the name of the story, okay? So I'm going to give you a quick example, and then you're going to write your bullet point, your hero's journey story, and then we're going to break up into groups. Okay, so when I tell my hero's journey story, and I can do this, if I have a 90-minute talk, I might take 10 minutes. If I have a 45-minute talk, I'm going to do it in about 5 minutes. Okay, and I'll go over the bullet points with you and tell you how I did it. So, in my ordinary world, I talk about back in 2006. I was a suit and tie guy, and I had my successful financial advisory business. My whole life was about making money. I made a lot of money, but it was just about making money. And then, if you look at call to adventure, and then I got some terrible news. My brother was diagnosed with terminal lung cancer. He was given 9 months to live. That changed my life forever. That was the call to adventure, and from then on, he passed away. I sold my business. I moved down to Costa Rica, and I bought a 164-acre property to develop a wellness community. So that was my call to adventure. The major challenge was I got caught up in the global financial crisis. I almost lost everything. Confronted the biggest fear. How was I going to figure this out? I had to come up with $1 million cash in 12 months, or I was going to lose this property that I sunk $2 million into. I was going to lose everything. And I had to figure out how to get customers in 2008 when there were no customers to be had. And then by sheer force of will and trial and error, I discovered Facebook. I spent all my time, and I made every mistake that you possibly can. But out of 20 mistakes, I accidentally had a success. And then I had another accidental success. And we were able to build a small email list, drive traffic to our website, and get 2,500 people on our email list, get 20 people to fly down to Costa Rica. We made 7 sales for a total of $1.5 million. Saved the property, we saved the business. That's the reward. That's the transformation. My customers are seeking transformation. They want customers. That's the transformation. And now I'm going to return with the elixir. And now I discovered the formula so that you can do it too, so that you don't have to go and spend $1.5 million and go through all that terrible, rough time that I went through to learn this information. I'm going to package it up for you in a nice, neat little package. And I'm going to give it to you in small bites, and you're going to be able to use it. Make sense? Yeah. Okay. So what I want you to do now is you're going to bullet point your hero's journey story. What was your ordinary world, the call to adventure, your major challenge, your biggest fear or confrontation? It doesn't have to be a fear. It could be a confrontation. And in my case, it was a big confrontation with the market. What was the reward? The transformation? You returned with the information, with the elixir, and then you will, we're going to take some time after that, and then you can paint your customer's new future down below. Okay, so in my case, the customer's new future, again, this is the transformation that they want. The new future is, just imagine if you could have a system that consistently generated leads and allow you to get high-paying customers who paid you month after month after month. That's painting the future. Okay, that is the transformation that our customers are seeking. Okay, so we're going to take right now, everybody just by yourself. We're going to take 5 minutes. So if we could have some writing music. 1 second. We're going to take 5 minutes, and I want you to just bullet point out your story. And then we're going to partner up, and you're going to get a chance to tell the story. So you guys.
Just to reiterate what you were saying, so if you were here on June 22nd, this is what we did. So if you have your notes, just don't make yourself crazy. Just go back to your notes and start there, so you don't have to.
Thank you very much. Awesome. That was at the live event?
No, this was
or
when we
right after the live. Yeah.
Yeah, when we all came together, we did this exercise. So you should have your notes. If you kept them and remember.
Awesome, good. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
That's very helpful. Okay, so let's turn on some music and let's start the hero's journey. Whatever that is. So who would like to share? So let's start over here with Lynn.
There are no mistakes.
No.
Absolutely no mistakes. And no matter what shows up in your life, how it appears, it's going to bring you to this moment where you come back with that great elixir, that whatever it is, it's enlightenment or joy or your expertise, you're going to come back with that. So you can trust the universe is going to kind of guide you in that direction.
Definitely.
Yeah, I just learned that from listening to Monisha. I mean,
Awesome.
Similar stories, but no mistakes.
Yeah, love it. Who else? Go ahead.
I didn't know I can do it in 5 minutes.
Yeah, good stuff.
It took me 20 minutes on the webinar.
Yeah, you. There are times where you're gonna have to tell it in like 1 minute.
Yeah.
But you're fine with 5. You're good at. Who else? Who else got an insight? Who got an insight that they'd like to share? Go ahead, Lauren.
I guess I didn't get to share this part of it, but I got when I wasn't sure what the return with elixir is, and as you're talking about it now, what I got is that the experiences that I've been judging of myself as invaluable, not going to make a difference, are the very things that have me able to do this powerfully, this work.
Wow.
Because
Cool.
I have a very uncommon resume for an educator.
Yeah, I think you do.
And it's these experiences and it's my failures and it's my successes that got me to this.
Oh, yeah.
And I want to transform education. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Failures are some of our greatest teachers.
yeah.
Absolutely. Yes. Great. Would anybody else like to share an insight they got from that last exercise? Okay. So the next step is, just slightly rearrange yourselves, this time into groups of 3. Okay, so there's exactly 15 people, so we should have 5 groups. All right? So just let me tell you what the exercise is. We're going to go to number 2 on page 3, and this is where you're going to position your customer's transformation. Okay, so when completing your hero's journey, you're going to be describing your customer's new future transformation. This is why they're listening to you. This is why they came here in the first place. And you're going to describe their future transformation. What is possible for them that they're going to learn? Now, this says from doing your exercises, but really it's what is possible for them. What is the transformation that you've already made that you can lead them through? What is the transformation, the goal for or outcome that you provide that they want? So the reason why we're going to break up into 3 is because each person is going to get a minute to tell the transformation that somebody's going to learn through listening to your signature talk, and you're going to get feedback from the 2 other people to help you articulate it better. Okay? So you're going to get a minute to say, all right, here's the transformation. Then you're going to get 2 minutes of feedback from both parties to flesh it out and try and make it a little bit better and articulate it in a very compelling way that's going to really hook everybody in, okay? So please rearrange yourselves into groups of 3. Rearrange yourselves into groups of 3 right now.
I don't need that.
Think about it.
Wrap it up, please. Let's wrap it up. Okay, let's wrap it up, please. So who got a valuable insight out of that? Asara.
Yeah.
Oh, you got one. Okay, good. Who got a valuable insight that they can share? Who got a valuable insight that they can share? Lori. Go ahead, Lori. Okay, everybody, please quiet for a second. Quiet for a second, please, everybody. Go ahead, Lori.
You can tell me if this is right or wrong, but when you position your customer's transformation, it needs to be feelings and how they want to feel. Does that make sense?
That is usually a very important part of what goes along with the transformation. Like, for example, for me, in our customers, we talk about the transformation of getting high-end customers and having them pay you consistently for 6 months in a row or 12 months in a row. And then all of the freedom that comes along with that and how that feels. So that is a very important part of the transformation. That's a really good point. But the actual transformation itself is getting more business, right? Getting more high-paying clients, for example. Okay, and then, but yes, describing the feeling that goes along with it is very powerful. That's an important point. Anybody else would like to share from what they got from the exercise? Okay, stay in your groups. So the last thing you're going to do, now you're going to start to seed and position your offer before you start teaching. Okay, and so you're going to you're going to be able to create some trust and transparency from the start. So you're going to let everybody know, for example, now you just told them about the transformation, and then you say, I'm going to teach you, and I'm going to give you as much value as I can during my signature talk in the limited amount of time we have. And I also promise to show you how you can get more and take it to the next level. Like my client, blank, who got the blank transformation that you are seeking. This is your seeding. This is your very first customer success story. And you're going to seed that in there. So everybody right now, you're just going to take 2 minutes by yourself, and you're going to write in your first customer success story. Okay? And it could be this simple. I mean, you can put in their name and the transformation, and you're done. Okay, so please don't take longer than this. I'm going to set the timer for 2 minutes right now. Okay, 2 minutes by yourself and go. Write your first customer success story. Someone that you helped to get this transformation that you're about to teach. Okay, you should be wrapping that up. Who's got a good customer success story? Let me see a show of hands. Who needs more time? Okay, all right, we're pretty good then. We're going to move on to the next section. Okay, so let's go to page 4. So flip the page here. So now you're going to develop the body of your talk, so the main point, okay? So 5 to 10 minutes? Okay.
I honestly don't feel like I got that one at all. Could I just have a few examples?
You
It's
didn't
worded there, I didn't quite get it, how it works.
you didn't get how to position and seed your offer?
Like my client,
Like my client, Sean Massey, who was able to fill one of her programs, and you with, how many was it, 12 people were in your live event?
so my retreat, yeah, but my
Yeah.
mastermind was 8. Yeah.
Whatever, okay?
So,
That would be an
so
example.
I don't have to say who got when you said transformation, you don't have to name it like freedom and clarity by blank, 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 or.
No, so like if,
I would love to hear just a couple more.
like my client Asara, who was able to, fill up one of her, which program did you get 8 clients in, your 6-month program or whatever?
Is it now the 90-day program?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like my client Asara, who was able to get 6 people in her 90-day program.
So
Yes.
over a weekend retreat.
Correct.
Without him even, she went home to a whole different husband,
You got it.
and he was never even involved.
You got it.